Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to BISP Solution. This side Ayushi Thakur, Techno Functional Consultant. So in today's webinar, we will discuss about the Oracle planning tickets. So in my previous session, I just left over our ticket number 125, and today we'll continue with our ticket number 126, where my issue has been raised by the client that I have to copy the actual data from the previous month, and so that I can do the forecasting for my next 12 months. So basically what we have to do is my actual data of, suppose it is of actual data of 2023, my last year was of 2023, so my actual data will be based on to year 2023, where my actual data will be of December, and I have to just do forecasting for the month of for the year 2024 and for the month of January. So this is how it works, and we have to do the forecasting for January 2024, so that on that basis I can do the forecasting for current month plus 12. So this is going to be my current month. January is going to be my current month. January is going to be my current month, and plus 12 I'll be adding the more months after this. So I have to make a business rule for this. I'll be adding the business rule for this, and how I'm going to add the business rule and what the business rule I'm going to make, I'm going to explain you. So first of all, no, okay, we'll go to the system. We'll go to the instance, we will go to the system view, we will just go and add the new business rule. Like I had given the name of the business rule as actual underscore data copy underscore rule. So this is my business rule of actual. We have to do the data copy to the forecasting. So how we are going to do the forecasting data copy from December 23 to forecast January 24. So over here I have just selected the fix, and then select in my next column I have just selected the nested fix. Then I have to do the fix the POVs over here. I have fixed the POV as working, and this is my version. This is my entity. This is my account section, where I have selected the I descendants of 1200, and 1200 is my receivables, and P underscore 110 is going to be my product. So all necessary things I have selected over here. Now I will go to the another option of the another syntax as data copy over here. This is going to be my code as the data copy, and I will write actual intersection December intersection FY23. In this proper syntax, I'm just going to give the command in the business rule that I have to copy my actual data of December 23 to forecast January 24. After that, I'll be giving the nested end fix, and will be giving a nested end fix over here again, because I have given the two fix over here. In the same way, I have to add the two end fix also over here. After that, I will go and validate it. Okay, the rule has got validated with no errors and has saved. After that, I will deploy it. After deploying it, launch it. So basically in this rule over here, I have written that I have to copy my data for actual of December 23 to my forecast January 24. After that, I will go to the Excel. In this Excel, I have already prepared my ad hoc analysis over here and given the POVs as well. Like suppose this is my actual data. Actual data is already been fixed. So already over here, I have given the actual data of December. But right now, or suppose if I'm in January 24, so how I'm going to copy this data to my January 24? So for that, I have made the rule. I have given the all the necessary requirement POVs over here, given the data also over here of my actual. Now I will go to the forecast. This forecast I will just give it. I have given the POVs over here, and as you can see, everything is just missing over here. So for this, So after this, what I will do is I have already made a rule over there. I will just go to the calculate, I will go to the business rule, I will select the business rule in which I have made the data, actual data copy rule. I will select that business rule from here. This is my business rule over here. I will launch it and you will see the result that my actual data will get copied to my forecast data after refreshing it. As you can see, this actual data has got copied to my forecast data. This is my actual data and it got copied to my forecast data over here. See, the same POVs I have selected, the scenario has been changed, the year has been changed, and the month has been changed. The rest the data has been copied over here. After that, current month plus 12. After that, you can do the forecasting for next other months over here, and you can use the same rule which I explained you yesterday in the yesterday's session, that you can add the 10% inflation in particular every month, and you can just run the rule, business rule, and you can do the forecasting as well. But basically my purpose is to explain you that how to copy my actual data of the previous month, so I can do the forecasting for my next 12 months. Okay, so okay, and this is how it works, and it has been explained. So I have solved my this issue over here. Now my next ticket is, my issue has been that I have to create an EPM automation file. So I'm having already a script of EPM automation file that I'll show you afterwards. But first this then I have to load a salary data followed by calculation script to calculate HRA. So basically what I have to do over here is I have to first make an first I have to go to the business rule. I have to make one business rule over here for calculating the salary. First, not calculating HRA, sorry. I'll be calculating HRA, house and allowance over here. So how do we calculate house and allowance over here? Like suppose I have to calculate 20% of house and allowance on my basic salary. So how do I calculate my basic salary of 20% of my basic salary? So if my basic salary member name is given as 5810, suppose, and then have to multiply it by 20%. So this is how it works, and I will get the 20% of HRA. Now I have to calculate my total salary. So how do I will calculate my total salary? I will calculate my total salary as my basic salary plus 20% of HRA. Okay, so what happened is I have to calculate 20% of HRA. I have calculated the 20% of HRA on my basic salary, which was 5810, but this is my member name over here. I'll be writing the name as basic salary. And 20% of that. So whatever my basic salary will be, like if it is 50,000, so it will give it 20% of 50,000, it is 10,000, and it will give me the HRA. And then I have to calculate my total salary, basic salary plus 20% of HRA. So my basic salary is 50,000 plus 10% of 20% of basic salary is 10,000, which will give me the figure as 60,000. So this I had explained you verbally. Now we are going to make the first business rule with it. After attach yeah, now what twist come over here is that I have to attach this business rule to EPM automation. Like suppose if you had made already one business rule and you have to run the same file of all the time. So what you will do is you will just make one business rule, you will attach it to the EPM automation file, and you will learn it. And after that you will learn and after that, on one mouse click on the schedule time, you will just run the you will be able to run the business rule with the help of this EPM automation file. So first of all, let us just make the business rule first, and let us just try to validate it. After validating it, just for checking and confirming that my business rule is correct or not, I will attach that business rule to the EPM automation script, and well, then we will try and then we will run the business rule through EPM automation. So over here I made a business rule, like same, we'll go to the system view, then we will select the application, then after that we will write the business rule over here. So over this business rule I have given the name as HRA calc rule, and given in the format of edit script. Same what I follow is I have fixed the HSPO view, and in my next tab I have put I have enter and tab and fix the all the POVs, required POVs, like this is my version, this is my year, this is my scenario, this is my period, this is going to be my product, and this is my entity. So in this proper intersection I'll be just doing the calculation. So I'll be calculating 20% of my HRA. Just make sure that you have all this member present in your application, is already already existing in your application. Otherwise, if not, then go and make it like the way I did. 20% of HRA is not something which you will be having in your application by default. You have to go and add it. After that, 5810, which is going to my basic salary. Basic salary is not the option we are having. We are having 5800 as salaries. So I made it as total salary over there. So 20% of HRA is equal to 5810, which is my basic salary, will be giving the 20% of 20% HRA into 20%. And in my next tab, in my fourth column, I have written in my business rule that my 5800 member, which is my salaries, will give me the 5800, suppose is salaries, or total salary will give me the total is going to give me the return of total salary, like my basic salary plus 20% of HRA. So this is how I have made the business rule. And as you can see in this business rule, I have created two business rule. I'll be calculating first HRA, then I'll be calculating the total salary, sorry, not salaries. Now I will go and save and validate it. After saving and validate it, I will deploy it, and I will launch it, whatever the things I do it. So it has been saved without any error. If there is going to be any error, it will be not getting validated. So if the business rule is not getting validated, you are just supposed to correct it. Okay, after that I will deploy it. After deploying it, you are going to launch it. Okay, and now it is the time for testing this business rule. It is whether it is working or not. After that I will tell you how to attach this business rule with the EPM automation, and how does this business rule runs with the help of EPM automation. Before my in my previous session, I told you how to invoke the business rule with the help of DM, oh sorry, EPM automation with the help of the DM. Now I will tell you how to invoke the business rule with the help of EPM automation. Okay, over here I have just fixed everything, like my POVs I already have written, whatever I given in the business rule, all intersection I have given over here. Now after this I have taken total salaries, 20% of HRA, and basic salary. So what was my formula was 20% of HRA will give me on my basic salary of 20%. 20% of my basic salary. So basically this is going to be my calculation. So it will be calculating my this by putting the figure of this. It will give me this, and after getting this, we will get automatically our total salaries, because my formula over here for the total salary is 5800 is equal to basic salary, which is 581, add 20% of HRA. Okay, and it will give me the salaries as well, or total salaries, whatever you can call it by. So this is how I have created the scenario. Now I'm going to calculate it for you. Like suppose if I have put the figure over here as 20,000, and I will submit it. We'll go to the calculate the business rule. It is with the name of HRA. This is my HRA calc rule. I will invoke it, and you can see after refreshing it my figures will get changed for sure. And see, yeah, 20,000 will give me the 20% HRA is 4,000, and it will have given me my salaries, my total salary as 24,000. So this is how we calculate HRA with the help of business rule. Now this business rule had to get attached to my EPM automation script. So this is my EPM automation script over here. I will explain you how it works. This is my EPM automation script where I have to first give the URL over there, then I have to give my username, then I have to give my encrypted password over there. After that, I have given that login user password URL command over there, and I have written over here if there is going to be any problem occur, it will show the error. Next line I have written EPM automate run business rule. I have given the business rule name over here. If you can see, I have highlighted with blue and given the period as February. I'm running it for the period of February. If you want to give that if you want to give any of the special permission over there that I want to run for the period of February for the entity as 110, you can add that. It is not mandatory. It is just it is not mandatory. It is just your choice or your option. If you wanted to add, you can add. If you don't want to add, you cannot add. It is up to you. After that, it is going to show any of the error, any of the problem is going to occur, it will show the error. After that, it will get log out for sure, and it will get the pause. So yeah, I will just I will just see my, okay, just give me a minute. Okay, now I will just run this business rule for EPM automation that I have invoked the business rule in my EPM automation. So how it will run? Yeah, this is my script over here. I have saved it in a format as inverted comma dot bat, whatever the naming convention I have given over there. See, right now I have not given the URL, so it is asking for the URL over here. So I will give the URL in which I'm working. Okay, and I have to give the password also over here, so I'll just select this password. What is happening? There is some error while doing the APM automation. The page is getting again and again vanished off. I don't know what is the error. It is not coming. Let me try it with command prompt. Okay, as you can see, my login has gone successfully done, and my EPM automation rule has been completed successfully, and it has shown me the with no errors. And if you wanted to go check that the EPM automation script has run successfully or not, you can go and check it with in the jobs. Like I will go to the application. I will go to the application, I will go to the overview. In overview, I will go and check in the jobs whether my business rule has been run successfully or not with the help of EPM automation. Like you can see, in 37 minutes ago, my HRA calc rule was run successful, and 6 minutes before was done with the help of business rule. That is how it is showing the result over here. So I don't know what is, so there is some default while running the EPM automation directly. That is why I have I have used the command prompt over here. So this is my screenshot. Let me take a screenshot over here of this. Okay, so this is how it looks like this was my business rule over here, and whenever I will just invoke the business rule, I will make the any of the changes, it will get run directly without any thing, without validating it or without deploying it. I've just attached this business rule over here in my EPM automation, so directly it will run without any failure. So this is how we have to solve this ticket. First we have to create a calc script. Like calc script means business rule for the HRA. After calculating it, the HRA, I have to load, and I have to load employee salary data over here. Like if you wanted to load any of the salary data for the any of the employee, you can do that as well, like the way I have just calculated it. So suppose I was just calculating for Ayushi. This is how I have calculating my total salary for Ayushi, and I wanted to load it with the help, like if it's a bulk load of the salary data, and I wanted to run my ETPM automation file, I can run like this. My salary calculation will be done by tomorrow. Like suppose if I'm doing it by today and I'm just sleeping at 3 a.m. in the morning, but I have attached this business rule with the in the APM automation, so it will get calculated, and if it's going to show any error, it will not move ahead. Means if it's going to be wrong, it is not going to even calculate, it will show the error. This is what the EPM automation command means. Now this ticket has been resolved. Let's move ahead to the next ticket over there. Okay, I have to apply cell level security to Tabby. Tabby is one of the user for which I have to create cell level security, and I have to disallow him to input salary expenses. He cannot use my salary expenses data to import any of the data. So over here, first we need to create cell level security for Tabby, and for creating cell level security for Tabby, first we need to create the user Tabby. How do we create the user Tabby? We will go to the access control. In access control, we will go to the manage user. In manage users, I will make Tabby as one of the user. Already I had made. I will just explain you how did I made it. For making a tabby as a user, you will go to the create and it will open the dialog box like this, where I have to give the username, password, confirm password, etc. and will give the role as user role. He's one of the workforce planner, and I'm giving him the one more role as user role over here. So I made the tabby as one of the user. Now I have to apply tabby in a cell level security. In my last session, before 1 or 2 session, I explained you what is the use of what is how do we create cell level security for any of the user, and why do we create it, so that any person who can just see the data for any other region, he cannot make changes in that. Just give me a minute. So I have to first create one data form over here, and I want that the tabby should not input data for the salary expenses. So in my account section, I will select the option as salary expenses. Before going over there, let us just go first to the dimension. As I'm the administrator, I have all the rights, so I can give to the tabby what he can do and what he cannot do. And in my account section, as I can see, in account section, as I can see, okay, so my total employees expenses, or you can say my total salary expenses, you can relate it with the total salary expenses 6,000. I'm going to give the assign it with the here one option come as assign access. Where it is, I cannot see it. Okay, I cannot see this option. Like, let me try this. Sorry for the error. I think my net is little slow. That is why it is taking little time to get loaded. Okay, let me try in any other application. Why I cannot see the other option as assign access? Otherwise, we'll move ahead. We'll skip this ticket. I will check the error. We'll let you know tomorrow. Yeah, I am having over here as an option of assign access. Why I cannot see this option over here in this instance? Okay, let's move ahead with another instance. I don't know what is the problem. I cannot see the option over here in this instance. So over here, I'll just make the option over here, and now I will see. There is some error in this application. Okay, let me make the changes over here in the tabby itself. I'm having one tabby as a user over here. Let me assign him the specific role. Okay, tabby is user over here. Let me see what access I have given him over here. I will assign him as a user role, and I will assign him one planner role. Right now, let me just assign him as a user role. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I will go to the dimensions over here. This I will this is my total employee expenses. Suppose this is my salary expenses. Let me assume that this is my salary expenses. I will assign the access to the tabby as only. Okay, what was the issue? Disallow him. Okay, he cannot put data into him, so I'm going to disallow him over here. I will add, click on plus sign, just use add the user over here. Select the username from here in the list, from the list, sorry. This tabby, I wanted to give him the type of access as none. I will add it. Now close it. Now we'll refresh the database for once. Okay, and you can see that he's not having any access right over here because he cannot read or write it. Either he cannot read it nor he can write it. Let me refresh the database. Okay, for tabby I will just create one data form for him, because tabby is one of the user. He cannot access that data. He can access only data. He can just view it, but he cannot write or write it for that particular account. salary, expense data form. We'll select the layout from this. You wanted to give any other description, you can add that as well. Okay, my account section I want in my row column, and I want my period to be there in my column section, and rest povs I will give accordingly. Base data HSPO will already been selected, given the year as FY24, scenario as plan, version as working, entity as 110, product as P underscore 110, employees as employee A, and performance skills as communication. Selecting the accounts over here, I have selected the accounts for 6000. Let me select 6000 as one of the account. I think my net is little slow. Okay, now I will go on the option of edit. Taken I descendants of total employee expenses, and in period I have taken up like January, February, and March. Q1 I descendants. Q1 means quarter one I descendants. Quarter one I descendants. Now we'll save it. Let me just preview it once. I'm in on admin mode. So how admin mode will be seeing this option over here? Suppose if I'm one of the admin and I wanted to do I wanted to work in this, so this is how it will show me. I think one of the error I did in over here. Give me a minute. Yeah, you can see over here that I'm one of the admin and I can input the data over here. But when I will log in as user tabby, he will not be having any access, right? Either while opening this form, he will not be able to even see this data. No, he cannot even read or write data for this, but he can do for this one. Okay. So just give me a minute. Let me just save it if it's possible from this. Okay. Now finish it. After finishing it, I'll go to the data. Let me put some data over there. Right now I have logged in as an administrator, so I'll be putting the data over here, and I wanted to show you the difference then when I will log in as an tappy, how it is going to react. Now save it. Let me take a snapshot of it, so it will be easier for you to it will be easier for me to make you understand. Right now I logged in as an administrator. So this is my admin mode panel. Okay. So yeah, this is my admin mode panel. Now I will log in as an tappy and will show you how it will affect my data form. And okay, now after giving the access right to this and given the access right to the form, you can give the access right to the form as well. You can go to the form. After going to the form, like this was your data form, see over here you will see one access right, assign access or not. You want that the tabby should not see only this data form, so he won't be able to see even this data form, like he will not be having any right, like read or write access or none. But right now you can give with the help of this, and he'll not be having any in this data form, he'll not be having any right to make any of the changes. But right over there I have added two accounts, one is for 6,000 and another is 1210. He can make changes for 6,000, not make he cannot make changes for 6,000 because I have restricted him, but he can make changes for 1210. But after adding over here in the through this data form, he cannot make any of the changes if I will select none. Okay, but right now I have to tell you what is cell level security. So let's move ahead with the cell level security. I will go to the application. I will go to the application. After this and going to the application, you can see there is an option of cell level security. Cell level security secures your data so that you cannot put input data for any other region or for any other person for whom you're working. Like suppose if I'm having any two users, Tabby or Alina, already I have explained in my previous session as well that Alina I will restrict Alina to put data in Tabby's region, like say Tabby is working for London and Arena is working for Canada. So Tabby cannot put data for Canada, and Alina cannot put see the data for Tabby for the London region. This is how it works, and that is why we put cell level security. Cell level security is the for particular cell over here. You can, there is a perfect option for getting for testing it as well. So just first just let's create it. How do we create it? Over here, just give the proper naming convention over here. I'm giving the name as cell level security for salary expenses. Yeah, after that you can add description also over here. You wanted to add any of the description, you can select the cube. So all my members are from cube plan 1, so I have selected the plan 1 cube. After that I have to add few dimensions over here, for which dimension I will be working. You can see the perfect example over here that you are having the option for selecting the anchor dimension. I'll be selecting my account and period. Let me just select account, because I'll be selecting the account option only, and I wanted to add the rule over here. In account option, I don't want I want him to give the exercise. I don't want him to he should read or write. So I right now I'm giving him the restriction as deny read. He cannot read it. I will go select the account option from here. Okay, yeah, I need to first select the name of the person for which I wanted to restrict the account. I will select it from by the name of Stabby over here. Search it. Tabby, I will add him. If you wanted to add any other person as well for this, you can add. Okay, I want my Tabby should not I'm restricting him to read it. I'm selecting the accounts as well for which I don't want he should read it. I will go to the edit option over from here. Taking the descendants of this. So this is how I have added the dimension. I wanted him to restrict for the dimension of account itself, and you can save it. After saving it, you will see the pop-up message that the cell level security has been saved successfully. And if you wanted to test it from here, you can test it as well. I have enabled it actually from here, and I wanted to test it. You can directly test it from here. It's an amazing feature you can get over here. So you can see Tabi has having a restriction for these accounts. He can only read it, but rest he can write it. He's having option for this. He can read it, but rest for rest others he can write it. Because I have just selected this account over there, that's why he can read. For rest other he can write it. You will log in as in Tabi. You will see this. So let us just test it. I will go to the another application. Okay, let me log in as in Tabi over here. So I have logged in as in Tabi. uh, As a planner, he will be having only limited access through the application. He can only view the data forms, he cannot write it until unless he will be having that rights. As you can see this application over here, this is the user view. And okay, let me show you again through the navigator. You might have seen once what was my administrator view, and this is how the tab view is all about. You will go to the data, we'll select the form. Okay, you can see that he can only see the data, he cannot write it, he can only view the data from here because all the cells are in read only mode. These are in read only mode. But when I have logged in, like I have shown you, when I have logged made a data form over here as an administrator, I can make the changes over here. Whatever the data I have input over here, I can see the changes over here, like 89,000, 8900, 9,000, 10,000, 27,900. This is my total final look, and this is how the tabby looks will look around. Because I have restricted him to read and write access, so he can only okay, so he can only see the data. But in cell level security over here, he can having the write access and read access also, because I have given the give different access to each of them here and there. In my when I have gone to the dimension over there, I assigned the whole 6,000 as it was my parent member over there. So as you can see in parent member or on this member itself, it is having the read access, rest over he is having the write access. That is how it works, and you can check it and you can write it as well. You can just check it like this. This is my administrator mode look, and this is my tabby mode root. Okay, and yeah, when I will log in as in tabby, I can just see that I can only view the data, I cannot make changes in the data. This is how it works, because overhead from cell level security, I have denied him the read of denied him the access of read, and will give and if I will give deny him the access of write, he cannot even write in that particular data. So this is how it works, and this is all has been done, and this is all we have to do for the cell level security, and this allow him to input salary expenses. Over here, okay, I have resolved this ticket, and let's move ahead with another ticket where I have to export my next month's revenue data to in a CSV file format using the EPM automation or simple export. So let me explain you how do we do with the help of simple export mode. I will go to the application. I will go to the application, I will go to overview, I will simply export the data from the application to the CSV file format. Go to the action. Over here in actions, you will see the simply there is an option of export data. I will go over here and export data. I will create it. Okay, and you can see from local comma delimit export labels or names, whatever you want. Include dynamic members, yes, include decimals, none. If you wanted to add decimals, you can include decimals. Now over here you wanted to select that what you wanted to take in row column and what you wanted to select in column section. So I will select from here. I want account in my row column, and I want period in my column section, and all POBs I will select the POBs from here. I want BS base data as an HSP view. Years 24, scenario as plan, version as working. I will be selecting the proper format of POVs from this. Click on OK. You have seen that I have selected all the point of view over and selected the column and period as well. Let me select what period I wanted. Suppose I want for February. I will select the accounts also over here, in which I'll be having the data. Why it does not go selected? Okay, and this has been done. Now I will export the data. Now as you can see, data has been done and I will extract it from the zip file. This was my file which I have exported. Let me open and show you. This is how we do the simple export of a file, which is going to be a CSV format of a flat file. Okay, so the file has got done, but I don't know what is the problem. Let me just see it once. It might not be having data, that is why it is no data to display. Okay, so it is not having any data, that is why it is coming like this. But this is how we export the file, but right now you cannot see any data over here, but this is the only format you need to export the file data file. If I would be having any of the data in that, I can just export the file in this format itself, where my accounts, my periods, my POB will come over here, and my data load cube name, just plan 1. I will check this format and will let you know, because it is happening due to some error or what. And how do we create? Okay, how do we do this was the simple import format, and tomorrow I will explain you how to do with the help of using EPM automation. So I'm done for today's session. Thank you so much for attending this session.